single, I know you can answer this question. And I'm not gonna say five, 'cause I usually ask people to give me five. Give me a few different criteria of having a good relationship. Like just what it takes to have a good, solid relationship. I know you know. Give me a few. What it takes? Smarts,
Well, you
commitment.
know, the number one thing is when you try to find a partner, you know, in my personal opinion, you got to consider your partner's journey. Like, are they in the process of healing? If they haven't healed, what are some of those traumas that they're still holding on to? If you don't have, if you never thought to gain not understanding, understanding
Oh, I understand.
of yourself, then you lack emotional intelligence, you lack spiritual intelligence, you lack mental intelligence. Those are the three main components that I think constitute it will lead you to a great relationship if you do the work. A lot of times you see people go from relationship to another and they think that the next person is going to heal them. Yeah. So then they'll be this king or this a great leader to the next woman, but you haven't released the trauma that you endured in your past relationships or in your childhood, or you know, whether it's a work relationship or it could even be career-wise. Like if you're holding on to past connections that didn't serve your higher good, you're not going to succeed in any relationship that you're in. I don't care how many times you try, it's never going to be successful.
When you say like higher good, man, like that's another level. You speak into spirituality. So how spiritual are you? Like you deep into like vibes and spirits? Energy.
I have a great relationship with God. Where I talk to Him every day, and if I need something or if I don't need anything, I'm just grateful that I'm being led to my destiny. My journey is where it's leading me to, and apparently I'm doing great, and I'm on my way to where I want to be. So, I mean, you really can't explain spirituality because that looks different for everyone. But for me personally, my relationship with God is my relationship with God.
Gotcha. All right, let me ask you this. Like, you know, this is a relationship show. So no matter if we talk about finance or whatever, I'm going to get back to this because everybody want to know this. How important is sex in a relationship, Shanese? To you.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to say it's number one, and I won't necessarily say it's number two. I'm actually going to chalk that up to, you know, probably how much stamina your partner has, or you have. Like, you know that your partner is at a age in their life where hormones are going crazy, specifically for women. I can't speak for a man, but as far as a woman, I'm at an age where I'm lit. You know, like my hormones are just what they are, and it's when I need it, I need it. But unfortunately, you may have a partner that's not at that level with you, intimate-wise.
For sure.
They may be going through some things like women. When we get older, we go through menopause, so our libido kind of decreases.
Gotcha.
You know, it's not anything we can control.
No,
But
sure.
it happens, and that's a part of life. Men, when they're young, they have so much energy, and then when they get older, the energy just kind of fades away. And it's not anything to be embarrassed of. That's why I would say sex is not. I wouldn't even put it in the top 3 of the most important things, but it definitely should be something to compromise on if you're dealing with a partner of a different age bracket and they are in a hormonal stage of their life.
Okay, I got you. Let me ask 2 questions. 3 questions. One from Snapchat, one from Instagram, and one from Facebook.
Oh, wow. I'm not even on Snapchat. Okay.
Huh? What happened?
I'm not even on Snapchat.
No, I put your promo up. Can you ask her this type stuff? You know what I'm saying? All right. Because like I'm on a lot of platforms. So when I do your promo, if you don't notice, I tag you in everything. So you might see it on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Do you notice some of that stuff? Have you noticed?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So this is a question from. Let's go to that Snapchat question. I'm gonna skip. So you said. All right, if a man had all the money, cars, clothes, shoes, etc., but can't deliver in the bedroom because you look like you really can deliver, do you stay or go? Should I ask that question again?
No, I understood it quite perfectly.
Okay.
It depends. What other areas is he lacking aside from material things? If he's lacking in affection, it's probably best if I just leave.
Gotcha.
Most times women can survive off of affection, even if you don't give the sex.
Wow.
But you can't withhold both.
Wow.
Like that's just not gonna work for anyone.
Wow, that's dope. Nah. I just love the way you answer these questions. These are questions people need to know. These are questions that people don't ask because they don't want to disrespect somebody or something, but you are going to help a lot of people. The way you answer these questions, I love it. All right, Shanese, this is from the Facebook. Have you ever dated a man with kids?
Yes.
And this is part two of that question. How did that work out for you, being that, and I'm going to say this, being that if you had kids or not, but I'm going to say, being that you had 2 kids of your own, how did that work out?
Well, I think sometimes it works out better if you pursue someone that has the same obligations that you have, because they're understanding of your situation. They understand that, you know, if a woman or a man has children, then it's a slight chance that you probably won't be as big a priority as you would desire to be, because that your counterpart has previous obligations that they're required to take care of. So.
Got you. I like it. I like it. This is my question. When you dated the guy or whoever with the kids, did your kids get along with all the other kids? Or that's big. The kids got to get along too.
My kids get along with everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
Got
just good kids.
Okay. All right. I want to get off of that. I want to talk about this because you seem like you have your head on, and I just want to know: do you believe in therapy or talking to professionals about like problems and stuff?
Absolutely.
Can you elaborate on that?
Absolutely. And actually, I can relate closely to this because I actually am a previous patient of therapy.
Oh.
What a lot of people don't know is, well, I'm comfortable with discussing this now because it's something that actually happened in my past.
Okay.
I had to receive therapy on many occasions that a lot of people don't know about. I'm a survivor of sexual assault.
Oh man.
So during my phases of trying to heal from that, I was recommended from physicians, counselors to seek out advice or, you know, mentor from different, I wouldn't say psychiatrists, it was definitely therapists. And it's actually very, very liberating once you start to understand that you can't control what everybody does to you.
For real.
So you should not take it personal. You should not take anything that anybody does to you personally because half the time they don't know what they're doing.
Wow.
And if it wasn't you, it would have been somebody else. So.
I'm gonna just tell you this, like, your perspective, man, on life, situations, trauma, whatever, is different. It's a higher power. It's different. You have to be really connected to think how you think. You have to be really connected to feel how you feel and be able to forgive how you forgive, man. And that's deep. All right, let me, cause that's deep. Let me get away from that and go to something else, cause that's emotional. That's some emotional stuff on my side. So let me ask you. This is a Facebook question. Ask Miss Shanese Caldwell, will she approach a man or do she always have to be approached by men? Will you ever approach a guy?
I would say I would never approach a guy. I've just never been in a position to approach a man.
Got you.
So I don't know what that would look like if that time came, but I'm not opposed to approaching a man. I mean, they're human.
Okay.
The least they could do is what? Reject me?
For sure. Well, Shanese, you gonna get rejected?
Oh, I actually welcome rejection because
Oh, wow.
rejection actually triggers my self-reflection. When I get rejection, here comes self-reflection.
Wow.
So whether I'm rejected or not, it's not going to faze me because my self-reflection is going to put me in a place where I'm going to elevate anyway. So your no is going to be somebody else's yes.
Wow. Wow, that's big. Hey, we got to give a clap on that. That was good. That was good. All right. Shanese, this is me right here. Man, you seem feisty. Are you a lover or a fighter? Like, for real. You look like you ready to fight. What you on the love side or the fight side? Or both?
You know, I'm very nurturing.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, if I'm in the right space for nurturing. I can be spicy. I mean, it just all depends on what kind of position you put me into.
For sure.
I mean, I don't know one woman that wouldn't be spicy. Somebody talking to me crazy is definitely going to get another side of shoes, and it won't be the nurturing side.
Okay.
Now, I'll be patient with you for a little while, but when I switch that knob,
It's a wrap. It's over. It's over. I already know. All right, Shanese, since we're talking about this, have you ever been in a toxic or violent relationship?
I think, haven't we all?
Oh, I don't know. Like, well, I'm just saying, sometimes, like, we've been watching a lot of movies and we've been seeing a lot of, some of the most beautiful women be in some of the most fucked up positions, man, like with dudes. Like, for some reason, like, can you expand on your toxic situation? Like, if you were in a violent situation, can you give us, like, how did you make it through it? Like, how did you?
Okay, so that's a touchy topic because I feel like see what they consider beautiful women as what I would like to consider a show or trophy wife.
Wow. Wow.
So they don't go in it with the purest intentions, thinking, like I know she's beautiful. This is actually a great person. Like that, she's a genuine person. However, I'm not really concerned with her feelings. I'm concerned with what her image does for my image.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I'm going to treat her as such, and then I'm going to show her ass once I see something more beautiful. And I'm going to leave her there until I'm ready to come get her back off the show.
Oh my goodness.
So, you see a lot of men, they say, well, I'm going to marry a woman and she doesn't have to be the most beautiful. And that's usually right after they think they dated the most beautiful woman in the world and tore them to shreds.
Wow.
And then they go settle down with who they believe is to be, less inferior to them.
I understand.
Someone who won't put up a fuss, someone who can't, she can't leave whenever she wants to. She can't leverage her looks.
Wow. That sounds like a damn slave.
Yeah, it is, in a sense. A mental slave.
A mental slave. All right.
It's a mental slave.
Wow. Hey, so you said that you were with your oldest daughter's father.
Yes.
And you dated a guy after that. Do you still keep in contact, like with your ex, like any of your exes? Do you keep in contact with them? But, you got kids with one of them, so you have to, right?
Yeah, and that's by force, as long as I have children, and unfortunately, he is in my life. I'm not gonna say unfortunately because that's their dad, but there's a communication that has to stay open there because he is the father of my children, and they are still underage. However, as far as other exes, no, I do not desire to remain friends with exes.
Understand? Hey, understand.
I don't see the point.
Your first, say your baby daddy, your oldest kid, were you guys married?
No,
You weren't married?
No.
How long were y'all together?
too long.
Is there can I get a year, a date? Too long?
Probably pushing 18 years.
Wow.
And it's only because, that's a long time for a relationship where it's never made it to a committed stage. So that's why, but we met as kids.
Oh, okay,
Remember,
okay,
I met
that
at
makes sense.
15, yeah,
That makes
so-
sense. Can I ask you a question? Was there a time where you got engaged with that guy, or y'all never not in the whole time? Wow.
It's funny because I was never that young girl who dreamed of marriage and the picket white fence and the little ugly dog, and I was never that girl. So I didn't grow up with an image of wanting to. I didn't grow up desiring to be married. It was never something that I felt like I had to do.
Got you.
It was just if it came, it came. If it doesn't, I'm good either way.
I got you. All right. This is my question. Okay. You so you had your baby daddy and you had your other guy. You seem like you know what you wanted to do. What was the difference between the two guys? The two guys. Is there a big difference? Was there a big difference between your baby daddy and then the guy I guess you got engaged with or whatever? Was there a difference between them, or they were the same?
I didn't compare.
You don't? Because some women love the same thing, so I didn't know if
Oh, you mean like a preference?
preference. You know?
Oh, okay. Well, you mean as far as preference? I mean as far as build.
Yes, how they look,
Okay.
everything.
Yeah. I do have a preference. Although I think we should. Sometimes you gotta try different things because what you desire may not always work in your favor.
Got you. Okay, I got you. All right, let's go to the mental part. Like you're a strong woman, man. Just talking to you, for this short period of time, I can tell your head is where it needs to be, and that's just a hard place to be when you meet a man that's on the same level or think he's on the same level. My question for you, have you ever met a man who thought he was on a higher level than you, or you consider him being like a narcissist, to where he felt like he controlled you, or he can, your power, he took away from you and used it. Do you feel like you ever had somebody like that?
Not to the extent that I think you're asking.
Okay.
And I'm gonna explain to you why.
Okay.
As I've gotten older, well, for one, let me backtrack a little bit. In my first long-term relationship, I think I've experienced just about everything that a woman would experience as far as unluck in love, no luck in love. So I'm already prepared for situations like that. I would never, since my first relationship, no man will ever put me in a position to make me feel powerless. Let's just get that straight right there. I'm never drowning emotionally in anybody's presence. I'm never drowning. My mental is always stable in every situation, which is why I'm able to navigate through my encounters now the way that I do. And, either I work out or I walk away with ease. It's because I've learned that lesson already. I've had that lesson for 18 years. So to allow another man to, come in and, I guess what's the word we use, control?
Control or take your, narcissism.
Yeah, well, I would say narcissistic traits, but I'm not a doctor, so I can't diagnose
Okay.
anybody. But that's an actual personality disorder that needs to be diagnosed.
Well, I'll tell you this, you're an educated woman. You know what a narcissist is.
I know what traits are.
And you know thank you very much. Okay. So you don't have to know exactly what it is, but you know somebody being that way, or somebody who's trying to, I ain't gonna say belittle you, but take away the power that you know you have. You're not gonna let anybody do that. Let's go to this next
I
thing.
can't be controlled. First of all,
Thank you.
I'm not a remote.
Okay, there you go. All right, so let's do this. Since you're talking about the narcissistic stuff in the trait, give me what you think the trait is.